in Los Angeles is the Herd. Wherever you may be and however you may be listening, iHeartRadio, Fox Sports Radio, and FS1. C.J. Anderson, the Rams, interesting dude. Going to be joining us in 15 minutes. Catino Mobley, Rob Parker. Joy Taylor is joining me for hour number 2 today. Joy, how are you?
Doing great.
My wife's out of town. Just me, the dog, my son.
And your cats.
Cats. It's just the house is... I told my son yesterday, it's weird in here. It's quiet. He's like, it's awesome. It's like you have the whole house. So much fun. Anger comes from expectations not met. You expect something, somebody doesn't deliver something, could be your boss, could be your wife, and you get upset. That's where anger comes from. Like you expect something, you don't get something, somebody failed you in your opinion, in your worldview, and you're ticked off. Is it possible that guys like me who predicted LeBron would win a title in Los Angeles? I thought he'd win one. Is that I just wasn't very realistic, that I was wrong? Name one pro athlete in any sport where his fourth team was really dynamic. Go ahead. Yeah, Wayne Gretzky, New York Rangers, but the New York Rangers didn't win the Stanley Cup. He and Mark Messier were both older, less dynamic. He would occasionally have great nights, but he wasn't nearly as good at that point as Jaromir Jagr or Eric Lindros. There was Roger Clemens with the Houston Astros. I would throw this in. Steroids probably helped. And then there's Brett Favre with Minnesota, 4-stop. Good 1 year, awful the next. Seacrest out. By and large, if you are on a fourth team, and especially if you've spent considerable time at each, not a month, not half a season, you could argue that with Randy Johnson, but I mean real stops. 7 here, 4 there, 5 there. You tell me when the fourth stop is dynamic. I mean, never forget this. D. Wade, Mello, and Chris Bosh were in LeBron's class. Shot fighters. His coach, Luke Walton, also in his draft class. A story today, NBA rumors, Lakers privately concerned with LeBron and his mobility since he got injured. Is it crazy to suggest that the last 8 years, because he's made the finals, he's played 168 additional games? 2 extra years? 2, 3 Team USA appearances? First real injury? Is it possible we're all just unrealistic here? That LeBron is still the NBA's best Swiss Army knife, but like Gretzky with the Rangers, it's only occasionally. He doesn't have the juice or the energy to bring it every night or every moment. Now, I do believe playoff LeBron, if he gets there, will have more energy and will be less sporadic. But Superman LeBron, he leaps some shorter buildings now. Isn't that reasonable to say? That he needs more days as Clark Kent. Fourth team LeBron, maybe myself included, we're all being a tad unrealistic. Matt Barnes likes LeBron, and he said this yesterday on our show.
Probably the most efficient player, one of the most efficient players ever to play the game. I think it's safe to say he's the best player in the game right now. It doesn't make
the best player.
KD. It doesn't make him better than LeBron overall. Just, age is catching up with LeBron. KD is younger. He's the best player in the game right now.
That's Kevin Durant's best player in the game right now. And by the way, I still think KD is in his prime. I do. I think he's got about 2 more prime years left. And then you see, a little erosion. But I think sometimes anger comes from expectations not met. Maybe guys like me are just totally unrealistic. 8 straight finals, 7 straight finals, 3 Team USAs, coming off an injury. You watch the Atlanta game. I mean, maybe it's just the January, February LeBron. But you see the story. Lakers are even concerned about it. Something to think about. Let me shift gears to Antonio Brown. There was a tweet today. He is with the owner of the Pittsburgh Steelers, and they have both decided it's time to move on. I think it's fine. I think the Steelers will be fine. The Steelers have always moved off great receivers. Hines Ward, Plaxico Burress, Santonio Holmes, Mike Wallace. They're always fine. They draft the position very well, just like Denver drafts running backs very well, and the Patriots draft offensive linemen very well. There are certain organizations, Chicago Bears draft linebackers very well. Certain organizations, maybe it's a scout, maybe it's a their analytics. Who knows? Certain organizations draft positions well. Steelers will be fine. Drafted him in the 6th round, got 11,000 yards, 74 touchdowns. And by the way, Antonio Brown hopefully is fine. Here's the tweet. Had a great meeting with Mr. Rooney. We discussed a lot of issues. Time to move on. We agreed. I agree. Here's the thing, though. Once you let business get personal, you make really bad decisions. This is why pro athletes have agents, and why actors have agents, and why media people have agents, to take the emotion out of it. I don't want to sit in front of my boss telling me I'm not worth this and I'm not worth that. Who'd want that? In our business, everybody's got an agent. We have to pay the agents. It's often paying the agent a lot of money, but it takes the emotion out of business. Once you allow emotion to get into business, like Antonio Brown, Mr. Big Chest, Dell Demps, Pelicans general manager, took the Anthony Davis news personally. He got fired. Clutch Sports, when the Lakers released an update on LeBron's health, took it personally, created a fracture within LeBron and the Lakers. AB, Mr. Big Chest, don't let it be personal. It's business. That's why you have an agent. You can't take it personally. You can't let it get into your feelings. You can't let it do it. You make mistakes. You lose judgment. I mean, Rich Paul, when the Lakers released a press release saying LeBron will be back here, Rich Paul came out taking big swings, taking big cuts at the organization. We don't give a blank what nobody thinks. We're going to do what's best for him. We're not on nobody else's timeline. Whoa, 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 whoa. It was just a random pedestrian press release. And from that, ego, Rich Paul, Anthony Davis got a little aggressive. Just got to take a deep breath. What happens now with Antonio Brown, because he's let it get personal, is that he's now gone off the rails, little crazy town, gone to Twitter. And the problem with that is really well-coached teams and smartly quarterback teams and really good organizations, a lot of them have been scared off. And if you're Antonio Brown, I get wanting the money. Go for it, dude. I get it. But you also want to play for a team that's fun and good and a quarterback who can get you the ball, not Jacksonville. So there's a reason people in entertainment hire agents. And it's so this doesn't happen. So you're not ticked off, so you're not mad, so it doesn't get into your feelings. And even if you're in a relationship that's going to be severed, you take the emotion out of it. Antonio Brown, if Antonio Brown never goes to Twitter, why wouldn't the Patriots make a run? Why wouldn't every good team in this league make a run? I mean, there's a reason Amari Cooper was and Amari Cooper's not nearly as good as Antonio Brown, but there were teams interested in Amari Cooper. Why? He doesn't let the business get in his feelings. I think it's a big mistake by AB, also known as Mr. Big Chest. I think he'll land on a team. But my gut feeling is it won't be a great team with a great coach, a great organization, a great scouting department, and a great quarterback. He is scared off a lot of those. Coming up next, C.J. Anderson. Little secret sauce why the Rams beat the Cowboys and why they didn't beat the Patriots. A guy that became the MVP of the running game the last month of the season stops by, joins us on the couch. That's coming up. When the really ugly weather hits, and we are in the middle now of summer. What is it, February what? 12th, 15th, 18th? We're 19th.
19th.
So we got at least for most of the country, not named Florida and California, we have at least, 7 weeks, 8 weeks of winter left? And then we probably, March, maybe 6 weeks. Then we have 10 weeks of spring. You need Michelin premium wiper blades. You're going to deal with snow and hail and rain and drizzle and unexpected stuff. Their engineers have worked hard to develop perfect blades that hug your windshield through all conditions. Michelin premium blades offer the kind of visibility and the kind of safety not otherwise seen on the market.